have our second panel, The Future of Design. In this panel, we'll discuss emerging trends, innovative practices, and the unique perspectives of people currently in this industry. And leading this panel is Maitri. Give her a very warm welcome.
Hi everyone, you can hear me? Okay, I'm Maitreyi. I'm sure you already know because I talk a lot, so just know that. Um, a little bit about me is I like architecture, weaving, and mainly music. So just giving you a bit of a background. And I'm so excited to introduce our panelists for today. Um, First up, yeah, we have Ajit. Let me give you his introduction. I'm so sorry. So, Ajit is a creative director with over 2 decades of work experience in advertising, design, and photography. Over the weekends, he's either road tripping or penning his thoughts on motorsports, his passion. So, let's welcome Ajit. Hi. There's a mic there if you, yeah. So, okay. Next up, she's also my last panelist. So, we have Avanti. So, let's welcome her, please. Avanti is the Director of Student Affairs at Pavai Educational Institutions in Tamil Nadu, where she enhances student centric initiatives. She's an architect with degrees from Anna University and Pratt Institute. She's passionate about art and digital creations too. And Avanti is also co founded The Art Brew, a firm providing innovative design and technology solutions, and Little Trails, which supports children and parents in their developmental journeys. That was a mouthful. I'm so sorry. So, yes, let's welcome her again. Please, guys, keep the applause up. Okay, I will explain how our discussion will go, just so that you guys know. Um, you know that I have some questions directed at you, but I have general questions that you both can answer, and then they're more tailored to each of you. So I'll start off. Um, okay. My first question is to you, Ajit. How did you get to your current relationship with art and design, and what made you embark on this journey? So you just
Good afternoon, everybody. I think I forgot one detail for my three. I'm with Deloitte today, so I head a thousand-member team of Deloitte creative individuals in Bangalore and Chennai. How did I embark on this journey? Um, I guess it just started with a lot of dreaming. I think I'll take my status message on Twitter or WhatsApp. I'm not sure where I put it, but creative brain that's always dreaming. So I guess from a young age I've been dreaming and skipped a lot of portions that were being taught in class and on school because I had my own ideas and own thoughts and started scribbling and doodling and things which were considered abnormal back in when I was in school. But yeah, so I come from a family of art and designers actually. Mm, and I think at home they encouraged me, and therefore I designed my way into art, scribbled my way into art school. And at an early stage, it was at school we keep taking part in art competitions, winning them, and like I said, in my back when I was in school, it wasn't a big deal. But today, of course, that I'm glad that initiatives like this organization itself allows us to encourage kids completely from a very young age to get into art and design. So I went through school doing well in art as a subject and competitions. Art competitions where possibly won a lot of them. And if I have to tell you, obviously parents and Indian parents are the same for decades after decades. We always worry about what our kid is going to become or something. And they always think about career when the kid is not thinking about the career. So my parents always wanted me to become, I'm a 90s, whatever, graduate from school. So they probably wanted me to do something more serious, which was science or engineering and economics, but none of that worked for me, and I ended up in art college. I'm a graduate of Chitrakala Parishad in Bangalore. So I did my fine arts there. The absolute fun years in my life when we didn't have classes, we didn't have periods, we didn't have sessions. We had attendance once a week. It's the absolute dream. And for a guy, it was a bigger dream because there were only girls in the class. So, so I did art and design there. And by the time you come to your fifth year, it's a 5 year degree. By the time you come to your fifth year, you get serious about it, get thinking about it. You've grown a lot more, and monetization and commerce is your next interest. So I pushed that, went into my masters in Delhi. I did a bit of public relations advertising there, and I did photography as a degree as well. So ultimately, I've ended up in art and design thanks to my early dreaming sessions and mind wandering sessions where I explored art and then became a professional artist. Hope that wasn't too long.
Yeah. So art was part of me right from my childhood. Though being coming from a tier 2 city, I had that opportunity to get an exposure with different forms of art, be it dance, music, sketching or painting. So after school, I'll always engage myself in either one of the classes. It's not like my parents push me into such classes. I'll just go back home and say, hey, there is a new art teacher. I would like to take some extra classes with them. So predominantly, say from my 14 years of school life was all about after school art programs where I indulged myself in dance, music and art. Now I look back, I think all the dots are connected. And my dad used to take me to a lot of temples and colleges because he wanted to establish an education institution. So he used to take me to a lot of such places when I was a child. Then once we went to Tanju temple, I asked my dad, like, what should I think I was around, say, 5, 6. I asked my dad, what should I study if I want to build such structure? He said, maybe civil engineering. Oh, then I thought, okay, I'll become a civil engineer. Then I was doing my 8th standard. He came to me and said, Dear Avi, there is a program called architecture. I went to Anna University and there is a department. I think that gives you more of design-oriented education. Maybe you can try that. Then I was like, I still remember my first email ID was at Yahoo, with Yahoo, Avina _ arc at yahoo.co.in or whatever. So I was very sure I'm going to pick architecture. Then I came to 12th standard. You know about our parents. Okay, they're okay with us to do whatever we want. But he gave me a check. He said, if you are going to get your seat by your own, then do whatever you want. If you're going to give the choice to me, then it's my choice. I was like, okay, I have to secure the seat, and I got into architecture. That 5 year of architecture course, I think, changed a lot of things for me, right from understanding the basic concepts of design. You would have seen architects end up doing multiple things after architecture and not architecture as such after the 5 years course. So just like that, even after doing my masters, I came back, I got married, and I also picked up watercolor during my pregnancy, which gave a very big identity for me on social media. And when myself and my husband wanted to do something together, we thought, like, why not do something with our forte? So then I was heading the design panel design portion of the Art Brew, where he heads the technology part of Art Brew. So for any brand, we start right from name coining to brand identity to marketing collaterals, performance marketing, website designing, UI, UX, and all of it. So all of this is because I feel that exposure which I gathered during my childhood with different art forms. And art now is more in an inspiration for me. When I go and see a dance performance, I come back and I had to let it out through an art form, be it digital or watercolors. I try to express myself through it. So art to me is a way of life.
I really like that answer. Thank you. Sorry. I'll ask you again. So,
Much of a choice.
so now I'll ask you something about self-directed learning, because that's also Quest's thing. So, what does self-directed learning mean to you as a parent of a child who learns here?
For me, it's always been, like I said, as a kid, I didn't have that opportunity. And when I come across it more and more today, I realize our whole Gen Z is going that way. I don't think they listen to people guiding them in a serious way, because there's the whole world of the internet that's giving them so many choices. For me, what self-directed learning is to find something that you like, something that you're interested in. It doesn't have to be a subject as per se, but an area of interest and pursuing it. And you need professionals, you need guiding hands, you need helping hands around you to guide you to that and to help you. You might go completely off track, but it's all about finding your thing and pursuing it, studying exactly what you're interested in. For me, the opposite of that is when you're given a whole lot of subjects that you're not interested in, courses, opportunities, things that just don't interest you, and you don't have an aptitude for it, and it's forced in, it's crammed in, and that's what a lot of schools and a lot of education institutions do, which is a waste of time, especially in the growing period of a child. So in Arjun, I'm personally very happy that there's a place which offers self-directed learning so that he can find his strength. To give you an example from the commercial world of art and design, if probably everybody has heard of the brand Nike, right? And Nike in advertising, branding, design is one of the biggest. Absolute, it's the most iconic. You can't change that. It's already established. And their biggest campaign and their biggest theme to all their customers worldwide was a fantastic campaign called "Find Your Greatness." And it's a shoe company. They're only trying to sell more shoes, but it's a way of life as well. And if you can apply it to everything from being a chef, from starting in the kitchen, to being a farmer, to be a conscious farmer, to be a race car driver, to whatever, whether it's competitive or not. But finding your greatness, your personal greatness, is what self-directed learning is. You know. So yeah, I take it from Nike as a good example.
It's the same question. Okay. Self-directed learning. Okay, I'm coming from a school where it's like full of formal education and all that. But when I told you about watercolors, right? I picked up watercolors when I was pregnant. I had hyperemesis vomiting, and doctor told me you have to be in bed rest completely. And for a person who was always super busy with a lot of things, I was like clueless what to do at that point of time. And my husband gave me a watercolor set. Though I have an architecture background, all of it, I was always very good with softwares, and I always used to shy away from watercolors or any manual medium of that sort. Then I thought, like, why not I'll try. And there is like no pressure on me, like I have to produce these many artworks within this completed, within the set days and all of it. I think through the process, I even spoiled a lot of brushes. I had no clue about what is an acrylic brush, what is a watercolor brush, what is a cold press paper, nothing of that sort. So, but I was getting better at it because even though my paintings were not so very good in the beginning, I started to paint to make myself occupied, to get out of that monotonous thing in my life. So slowly I started getting better at it. And say 10 years back, the YouTube or Skillshare was not very famous. There was not like many people who you can just go and talk to them and learn art from. Like I was at Salem at that point of time. There were like not many watercolor artists over there. So it was all, I used to try something new. I used to create some new techniques out of it. That's why I feel I was able to understand and also identify a unique style for myself. So though I had a formal education, this self-directed study of myself into watercolors gave me a new identity. But I should not also neglect the formal education, the aspects which just gave me, for example, some basic concepts like say composition, understanding form, space, like how you can play with the color theory, gave me upper hand to master the art very soon, I guess. So yes, I have great respect for self-directed study because you're driven by your own curiosity and not by any other pressure externally. So especially in the field of design and art, it gives you more openness, more original ideas, and yes, that's my viewpoint on that.
It's both of you. I was. This is very exciting to me. So I was listening to Mira's thing, and I was just thinking. She was asking about balancing, and both of you have children. So I just want to know, how do you balance all of that? Because I guess it must be very difficult. So
So yeah, my daughter's sitting here. So I'm on part of a panel and she's with me. Yesterday I was part of a work meeting, and she was with me. And 2 days back she had a play date. I was with her. So it's like I don't know what is work-life balance, but because being a co-founder, I can't just shut off my phone like say after 5 I'm not going to take clients call. My employees can, my team can do it. I make sure that they get a work-life balance. I'm very sure after 5:30 we don't disturb them and Saturdays and Sundays are off. That I can give it to my team. But as a co-founder, if I can do that, I'm not sure. I know Raj's phone like ringing up. Even say 9:30, somebody will call me website like there is a bug. Can you just help? We have to be there for them, right? But I'm also not promoting hassling or hustling on all those. But for me, I think I'm sort of making my dream as part of my family's dream also, and trying to balance. It is never like a proper balance. You are trying to balance, and I hope we are on the journey together as a family. Yeah.
Um, in our scene, I think we're lucky. Both my wife and I are in the creative line, and when you're in the creative line, long before this whole people talking about work-life balance today, we didn't realize there were no Saturdays and Sundays ever. So uh, when do you stop working actually? If on a Saturday, if you think of your salary, that means you're working, right? On a Sunday, if you have to face the truth. Everybody thinks of what they're going to do on Monday morning at work. On Sunday, no matter how relaxed they are, and is relaxing at home on in your living room on an easy chair, is that life? And not doing that, is that work? So if that's the way it is, you can do it every day. You can do it every day, and that's what happens. Like I said, we're lucky. We've made sure. I mean, reading and researching is our work. A lot of visual communication is our work, and that just doesn't stop. It happens in our dreams as well. So there's no thing. So I think we're pretty balanced. If you're talking about work-life balance strictly on a company, on a corporate setup where you go in, where you sign out. I work for a company today called Deloitte, Deloitte Digital, that we are. And Deloitte prides itself, I think, for 14 years in a row for the best work-life balance company in the world. In fact, they have a system on a Saturday I can't go into office. If I go in and swipe my card, it won't allow me in. On a Sunday, I can't go in. And I have s- a set number of hours for the week, and if I've put even 10 minutes more than that, I have to justify it with 10 emails, HR people involved with things on why I'm claiming 10 more minutes of work and why are you stressed out. So when I first heard of this, when Deloitte actually acquired us 3 years ago, I couldn't believe there's a company like this that will actually, suspend you if you work too much, and if you haven't taken your leave. I mean, they really take it very seriously. If you have not taken breaks and things like that, it's quite an American thing. And since I'm sure quite a few of us here work with the Western world, so the Western world Thursday evening they're stretching their arms out talking about the weekend, and everybody calls in sick on a Monday, and they develop countries. So obviously, if we are putting in 8 days or 8 days a week, and we're not enjoying these weekend holidays, then there's something wrong with our whole system, right? Just to go back to self-directed learning and work-life balance, if you find what you really love, there is no end to it. There's no work. There's no life. It's all the same thing. And even us, we find guys who are, I have friends in wildlife who are. My wife and I pay for these holiday vacations inside a wildlife resort. I have friends who live in wildlife resorts and who shoot animals on camera, of course, and seem to be at peace all the time. And we envy them, saying you have complete work-life balance. So just it's a psychological thing. I don't think you can define it unless it's a corporate measurement. Like I said, Deloitte is probably not that I'm promoting Deloitte, but they pride themselves on work-life balance of their employees.
Sorry. Very nice. um, so I have one last question for the both of you, but it's more specified to each of you. So just take your time answering. Go ahead. So I'll ask Avanti first. Yeah. Okay. Avanti, What do you think the future of design is in your field? You can pick any field since you have so
Wow.
many. And what would you suggest to someone around my age group in terms of opportunities I could take in the future?
Okay, the future of design, according to me, especially say graphic design, digital media, is going to be greatly shaped by the advancement of technology and also the increasing demand for innovative and user-centric solutions. Also, the integration of, say, augmented reality, virtual reality, motion graphics, artificial intelligence, actually pushing boundaries of what all designers can do. I would also say immersive experience is a key aspect for user experience. So it is going to be very essential for designers to always stay up to the trend. Having said all that, what I feel the future of design has a greater opportunity towards sustainable and energy efficient designs. As the world is going to move towards more sustainable solutions, I feel the design as well as the design output will greatly target in reducing the environmental impacts, be it say using sustainable materials or energy efficient process. So that's there. Then artificial intelligence and machine learning, like how we are going to get tools which is going to help us to analyze data, and sometimes it's going to help us to come up with creative solutions and all that. Then there's going to be a lot of collaboration that's going to happen between multidisciplinary fields. The lines between architecture, technology, design, art, even healthcare are all going to blend in a seamless way, and we have to work with different disciplines altogether. Having said all that, for younger students, what I would say is yes, foundation is everything. Yes, every day there's a new technology that is coming up. There's new software updates and all of it. But getting a foundation right is what is going to be the key criteria for you to go a long way. And also embrace technology, because we won't be able to just exist without the support of technology. Just see how smartly are you going to use it for your benefit. So embrace technology, also learn new things. Then I would say collaborate and improve your design thinking and problem solving ability. Try to think out of the box ideas, like have be in a team, like give yourself some random problems, or go to your neighboring community, figure out some problems, come back, work as a team, come up with creative solutions, be it a campaign to for road safety or anything of that sort. Just try to solve real life problems as a team and have a lot of discussions as when you are as a student, and listen from experienced people too. Above all, be creative, because that is going to be the greatest asset. So being creative, having your foundations right, and having and embracing technology, I think you're going to excel a lot in the future. Don't worry about anything else. A is definitely not going to take our jobs, and if we are very if we have original creative ideas and we are very strong with foundations, according to me.
I support that. So thank you for that. Um, so to you, I want to ask, what do you think is the future of design in your field, and what do you think will change in the design requirements for your customers, since you're more in the corporate side?
No, I'm in the corporate, but I work with customers, yeah. Um, I'm glad you rephrased the question. In my field, the future of design, like the previous panelists were discussing, is AI. It's not even the future. I've been working on it for the past year now. Um, Artificial intelligence is becoming a solid, fantastic aid to design students, to kids. He sits and prompts Adobe Firefly.com or whatever, or just Google Sketch.com, and he prompts and he gets a drawing, and fantastic options. And when a kid is thinking like that today, it's a. I really don't know where it will go when real art which an artist does is not valued anymore because the kid screams into a prompt. I mean, prompts the system and he gets 15 options and things. That kid today is also my client. And when they get 15 to 20 options in 1 second, and we've been telling them it takes 6 months to do two options, and we charge you so much. So the industry has changed. I've been working a lot closely on AI platforms. Um, as an aid, and AI is here for, it has been here for a long time. We've all been using autocorrect for I don't know how many years now. From the first Nokia phones, we've been using autocorrect, and either we hate it or we like it. It was one of the most basic forms of AI available. Um, in design, in art and design, AI is um, the the thing is all that the machine is learning and all that is churning out the art that is created is just it's a sort of a collage of many artists' work put together. So art comes with a lot of individual ego, right? So to satisfy an individual with a piece of mechanical art, no matter how good it is and how realistic it is, the first thing an artist does is to find flaw, right? And that is actually our intellectual property when it comes to a client. And that's the reason if you and I go, the client says, "Can you design something for me, a full campaign for me?" And I come out with some ideas, you come out with some ideas. He chooses me because I'm better, or you are better. And the only reason is because your intellectual property on that is better than mine for that moment. So I feel in my line because we're using all the latest AI platforms. We've seen it already putting clients on. You're waking up. No, I wouldn't say clients, human beings, waking up human beings and saying, "Hey, this is artificial." Right? You want it for a cheaper cost, for convenience, for a quick solution. It's fine, right? But deep down, you know you haven't got the real thing, right? Uh, so when a kid graduates and goes into college and starts doing, he or she can submit his whole project by doing artificial intelligence, but there'll never be the level of satisfaction of creating it yourself. So AI is a fantastic aid in our field, in art, design, and communication with Chat GPT and things. There are so many facts that Chat GPT throws up which is wrong, and then you see people who've grown up reading, who have knowledge from books, versus people whereas Gen Z, who's churning out answers in 0.0003 seconds, all in a state of confusion. You have something called meta tagging, where the back end people tag something and classify it as that category. And that's a simple human being sitting either on Outer Ring Road in Bangalore or old OMR in Chennai, and they're keying in meta tags and they make mistakes. And the whole data, the result, Apple Music throws up wrong categories, throws up wrong genres. The 15 to 25-year-old cannot be convinced that it's wrong. And the elder ones, whoever's pre-AI, pre-Gen Z is at loss for words. I can give you a quick example. There's a close friend of mine who's about 34, 35, and he's a crazy heavy metal fan. And heavy metal to another extension, death metal or whatever it is. Scary heavy metal fan. And when we walked into his room, he was listening to a love song. And it was playing, and it's a popular love song, and we know what he listens to. He's a scary looking guy because of his metal music. But we walked in and asked him, "Is this what you sang to your wife?" And teased him about the love song, and he said, "No, this is heavy metal." So a couple of us, four of us in the room were 15 years older than him, or 13, 14 years older than him. So we belonged to a different generation that actually heard an instrument on a stage and did not like so-and-so's guitar, did not like so-and-so's vocals at a stage. We didn't like the concert. We didn't like, we have walked out of concerts because we thought the acoustics, we're from that generation. And here's this guy, and this guy works for Google. He's a senior, he's a well-paid engineer, software engineer, and he's telling us the love song is heavy metal. And we're standing there, and we put off everything and we're saying, "Can you listen with your ears and not see the interface?" Apple is telling him it's heavy metal because there's a tag. There's a tag that's gone wrong. But wrong is what we are saying. The system, AI, is not saying it's wrong because it's according to whatever parameters and this, that, it's worked out. And it was a very scary moment for us. The other friend in the room is the president of Apollo International Hospital. He's a big guy. It's like we're dealing with a live human being who can't differentiate with what he's hearing because visual communication is telling him that this is that category. And so what happens? Forget brain, what happens to your ear? Can't you hear? It's not. So it's scary, interesting, curious. It's a lot of things. But AI as an aid is fantastic as long as the human brain. And that's how I encourage my teams also to think and to cross questioning, because we know deep down somewhere there, everybody's feeding in information into the system. And those poor people maybe just feeders and they may not have your intelligence. So you have to cross question it. Use it as an aid, it's fine. When AI automatically composes a reply email to my most boring emails, I love it. I don't want to check it. I don't want to spell check it. I just want to send it out because it's fantastic. But when it comes to something where your judgment is required, um, the future of design is completely with AI and simulation and things for convenience. But there's always going to be a career and a cost for intellectual property that comes out of you. So that's where I see my department, my future of design going.
Very, very nice answer. Okay, I'm just gonna give you one basic last question. How would you define design?
Oh wow, that's very basic
Most
question.
basic.
That's basic.
Yeah, basic according to them, I guess.
We need 3 days for that.
Yeah. See, defining design, I don't know, but say how I perceive design as is like the experience of design hits us right the moment when we start interacting with anything around us, any physical objects, or a built space, or even a digital environment as such. Um, I also feel the way we interact with each other or with anything with our surroundings are all designed or through a designed environment. Um, Design, you say beyond the formal and functional attributes of an object or a design, it also impacts the cultural aspect of something, the way you express, you reflect. At times, it even makes you to form a social or even a cultural norm altogether. So, design to me is all about creating a creative solution for a problem, the way you express, reflect, or form a social or a cultural norm. I don't know what I told. I hope it made sense. So yeah.
Yes.
Um, like I said, it's a what did you say? Define design.
Yeah, how would you define design? Based on your experience.
Um, the nice thing about design is everywhere and everything. The shape of the mic, the shape of somebody's sari, the shape of a chair. That's design. That's environmental design, product design. I'll stick to my line, which is visual com. So, uh, visual communication. I saw a beautiful ad in the paper today. It was nicely shot. There's a woman in a sari. I've never seen a sari shot like that. And it said, they claim, I've never heard of the brand before, RMVK saris. I've never heard of it. But the ad was beautiful. And they claim to have 4,000 shades of natural color in one sari. So I just kept staring and wondering how they counted it and whether AI helped them count 4,000 or whatever it was. Um, there's a popular in our line. There's a popular saying that says form follows function. Yeah. So uh, the reason the mic is shaped like this is so that I can hold it like this. The reason a sari is flat and six. That's actually a debatable thing. But why clothes are cut in a particular way so it fits you. Uh, Struggle to define what design means. Um, okay, like I said, in visual communication, effective design effective design is when the message that the communicator who pays for it and puts it out there, that effective design, that if it actually works, and if you've read it, like today I saw this ad and it actually stuck on my head. I saw a beautiful sari and a beautiful message. If it works, then the communication, then the design is effective. The visual design, the language in that is effective. Without knowing it, we use design and design judgments every couple of seconds. You pick up a bottle of juice, you get into a car, you like the look of the car, you don't like the look of the bike, the city, the pavement, the roads. There's so much design there. Visual communication again, I'll say effective visual communication is when a simple thing like a road sign is very clear and you know where to turn, or your Google Maps tells you where to go correctly, accurately. when mistakes happen, that design is not working. Uh, for me, design is everywhere. It's pretty much everything. In visual communication, we try our best to make design simple, so the human viewing it understands it quickly. That's what design is for me.
Thank you both. I'm done with my questions. I absolutely love this discussion, so thank you so much. Before you guys go, we have gifts to give you, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead.
Yes, yes, of course.
I'm getting a lot of mics because this is very favorite topic, life and design actually. uh, I really like your last question, like what is design? I'll just take 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Uh, uh, I mean, like designing, I'm self-taught designer. I didn't get any formal education in design. I didn't go to any design school. I'm after a lot of failures, I kind of learned design on my own, which is self-directed education. I'm very proud of it. So, design, what it means to me is like, I'll give two examples from the physical and also from the digital perspective. As Ajit mentioned, like the chair, right? It's a beautiful example. That's what even I tell to my mentees actually. Let's take a chair. There's different types of chair here. Like the one you have like the side comfort seat, and I have the one I'm sitting in. It just have backrest, and the children sitting here. They don't have anything. They're just sitting on the floor. But it's a kind of chair, right? So if you see, there's a functional need and also the aesthetics need. So functional of a chair is basically I just need to sit. Oh, my legs are paining, I just want to sit. So that's the functional is done. The kind of aesthetics that we are seeing, the kind of shape it is giving, like for example, the added aesthetics, you have the armrest and the backrest. That's the aesthetic side of it, right? And but beyond these two, even though it's functionally it does the job, and also aesthetically the color wise everything does the job. The emotional part. For example, the kids, they are sitting here without any backrest for almost like 90 minutes now. There may be a pain, right? Even we cannot sit as adult, right? So that's exactly like what we need to understand from the design perspective. That emotional connection is very, very important. If that is achieved, right, then the design is a good design, right? If that's not achieved, it's a bad design. So that's what I learned. So it's from the physical perspective. Every one of us, at least adults who are experienced in the digital way, right? Like for example, a very good example, like Google Pay or Phone Pay. You know, the functional aspect of a Google Pay or Phone Pay is to send money. We send it, right? And then the Phone Pay team or Google Pay team make sure that functional layout, aesthetics, they're making sure it looks good. It's giving a kind of emotion. But the added more thing is like when you send the money, there is like motion graphics which says ting, right? That sound and that the green color, it evokes emotion that your money is safe. It has been sent successfully to the other person, right? That is the good design, right? So let's say there's no feedback, the money has been said, you look for where it's going on, right? So we all need to avoid this thing, and the good emotional is basically like how functional plus aesthetics plus emotion is a good design, right? And from this emotional design is something I said, we have to learn as a kid from safe space. And I believe like even though like there's a safe space around us from the formal education, but something coming out of like on our own and in a very more safe space like SDE, right? I was just trying to connect the context. I think it makes a lot of sense to that people will be more comfortable in bringing that emotional content on naturally, right? So that's why I think it makes a lot of sense actually, like from last 2 days actually, yeah. So that emotion can be put front even in design, and then children can start from their young age actually, yeah. Thank you so much.